Yeah. Yeah. What? And it's the daily. You think it ain't when it is? You think it won't when it whiz? We are here, and nothing can stop it. We about to get this thing in motion, about to drop it. Don't worry about a thing, cause you know we got that swing. It's Sun 752, all in the house, gonna rock it out. About to turn you what it's all about. And I'm glad to be here, and I wouldn't want to be nowhere. You understand? Yes. Daily, go get him, missing baby. On a Wednesday night, yo, you know what's going to get real hype. Yes, it is. Yeah. Daily, go get him, missing. And we talking about like the people, like the kind of people who protected R. Kelly. Like the kind of people who protected R. Kelly. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Do you underdig? Well, we gonna get into it. Because we not condoning that kind of behavior. But what we need to talk about is loyalty. How far can loyalty go? Let's talk about it. You know, being loyal. But how far does it have to go before it's going too far? Do you understand? Underdig? Yeah. Sun 752, baby. It's a Daily Go Get Him Ism show. Like the kind of people who protected R. Kelly. We know what R. Kelly did. Or at least we think we know what he did. But what about the other people that helped him? You know, loyalty. What happens when loyalty goes too far now? Daily Go Get Mism show. Yeah. Act like you know, baby. Like the kind of people who protected R. Kelly. What happens when loyalty goes too far? Can it go too far? Can you be too loyal? Can you be loyal to it? That's what we're going to look into tonight. On the daily go get up, daily go get a business show, baby. Sun 752, Urban Therapy with Sun. It's all love. Word up. Urban Therapy with Sun 752 with this your daily. It rains every day. It rains. And the DG will do the same. Kick it out, y'all. Every day it rains. And the DG will do the same. You know it. Every day it rains. And the DG will do the same. Kick it out, y'all. Every day it rains. And the DG will do the same. Yes. Yeah, every day it rains. And the DG will do the same. I'm your host, Sun 752, a.k.a. Omar with the... And if you can't say Omar with the... Well, then you just say Omar with the R. It's going down on the Daily Go Get It Business show on this Hump Day Wednesday, the 4th of the month. It's the 4th of the month. March 4th. And it's going down all the way. We're going to get into this thing, man. Tonight on the Daily Go Get It Business show, we are talking about like the kind of people who protected R. Kelly. We all know about what R. Kelly was alleged to have done. It's not a secret. Everybody knows it. Question is, you know, how was he able to get that shit off? How was he able to do it? Because a lot of us don't want to talk about that. Of course, a lot of people do want to talk about it. A lot of people do want to talk about that shit. They want to talk about it. But will you really have to take that into consideration? Now, we know that R. Kelly was alleged to have been involved with underage girls since the beginning of his career, stemming all the way back to the mid 90s with Aaliyah, with his marriage to Aaliyah and his alleged involvement, his sexual involvement with underage teenage girls, minors. I mean, minors. 13, 14, 15, 16, basically no limit to how young he will go. Well, I don't know. I think that if you already are a man in your 20s and you're messing around with somebody as young as 13 years old, I'm not so sure you wouldn't go younger than that. because you already out of pocket. Carol Chamberlain, mi favorita, is all up in the house. Carol Chamberlain, mi favorita, is all up in the house. Good to see me some you. You know it's true. And Emily Dunlap in the house. I said that Emily. And S Cook is all up in here. Thanks for coming through. It's so good to see you, my dear. So yeah. So we know that R. Kelly has been alleged to have been sexually involved, physically involved with minors for the whole of his career. The whole of his career. And we know that it gets worse. Besides messing around with underage girls and having them perform sexual acts, you know, giving them golden showers. That's peeing on bitches if you don't know what a golden shower is. Besides all of that, now he is also alleged to have been running human trafficking ring. A human trafficking ring. So now he getting bitches off the street. Taking women off the street, putting them in the crib, saying you can't go nowhere and you better not tell. Can't go nowhere and better not tell. Better not scream and yell for real. Better not tell. No, better not tell. Better not scream and yell. Better not. But better not tell. So when we take that into consideration, you know, my question is, you know, he didn't do this all by himself. When you are a superstar of the magnitude of an R. Kelly, because nobody can deny his musical genius. He's a musical genius. Probably the most prolific and creative R&B singer of our generation. Easily. Writes a bunch of songs for others. He writes hits, you know, like other people would fail, like they wasn't doing nothing. That's how good he is at his craft. No question about that. Where the question lies is, how was he able to do that in the company of his friends and nobody snitched on him? Now, no, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, because it hasn't been totally sweet for R. Kelly the whole time, because when the sexual allegations came out, when he was dealing with a 13-year-old. Now you have to understand, when that tape came out, he was about R. Kelly was probably about 35 years old, 34, 35 years old, because I was 32. And yes, I have seen the tape. It was a terrible copy, and you know, so I couldn't say without a doubt that's definitely him, but his image fits the bill. But anyway, the real question is, what do we do now about R. Kelly? What do we do? What do we do in terms of his accomplices? Because I don't think that there's any doubt that he has accomplices. Getting back to that whole tape thing, there was an associate of his who leaked the tape in the first place. So somebody was concerned enough to be like, look, man, I'm not looking the other way on this shit. I'm telling. And they did. But did they do enough? Now, one of the things that we have to take into consideration when we're talking about this R. Kelly situation is that he's rich. He's rich, he's talented, and he's influential, which is one of the reasons that he was able to get to these young girls. It's one of the reasons why he was able to get to these young girls. No, simple and plain. So where are the people who frowned upon this type of activity and and said to him, who are the people who said to him, like, yo, man, you wrong. You filed for this, and I'm not fucking around with it. No. Where are they? Maybe y'all know something that I don't, but where are those people? Where are those people who not just became whistleblowers, because they're not excused for not doing that, but where are the people who said to him, like, yo, man, you got to cut this shit the fuck out. Like, I can't condone this. This ain't right. I have a little sister. You have little cousins, or maybe you even have a little, whatever the case may be. You can't do this. Where are the people who put the bug in his ear? Where are the people? Where are his people that stood up for the right thing? Where are the people who stood up to do the right thing where R. Kelly is concerned? Now, y'all may know some things that I don't know, but as far as I'm concerned, he had the loyalty sewn up for a variety of reasons. Like I said, he was rich, and he was feeding the people who wasn't telling on him. See, it's a whole different. It's one thing to ride for your friends, ride for your family, ride for your loved ones, even if you know that they're wrong. Because I'm not going front. There's some crimes that I would protect my loved ones from if they didn't involve violence against victims, and maybe sometimes even if they did. But something like this, you don't normally find too many people that will stand up and defend rape, molestation, child pornography, abuse of a child, and worst of all, pedophilia. You don't find too many people that'll look the other way with pedophilia. So that's why I said, like the kind of people who protected R. Kelly. In all other areas of crime, the feds, the state, they said, all right, y'all don't want to tell on him? We're going to investigate you. Where is it with this? Where is it with this? And I'm not necessarily here to talk about whether or how we should get at his people who have protected him for 3 decades. Almost 3 decades of this shit has been going down. But what I'm asking, what we really talking about tonight is, where does your loyalty stand? Would you be able to pull off an R. Kelly type of accomplice when it comes to your loved ones, your friends, the people that you would ride for? Would you be able to do it? I don't think I could do it. I'm not standing up for no damn pedophile. I couldn't do it. But evidently some people can do it. Thank y'all for sharing the show. Don't forget to hit the like button. Please 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 don't forget to subscribe. Please don't forget to hit the like button. Please don't forget to hit the like button. Please don't forget to hit the like button. Please don't forget to subscribe too. Please don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the like button. Please don't forget to hit the like button. Please don't forget to subscribe. Comment, rate, and subscribe. That's how it's going down. It's about to get live. Comment, rate, and subscribe. Put the like button, yeah, y'all. That's how it's going down. So we're here to talk about loyalty among friends, loyalty among family, loyalty among loved ones. How far would you go? Would you be able to pull off? Would you be, if it was your son or your daughter or your man or your woman, would you be able to be so in love, so protective, so guarded towards a person that you would allow them to keep doing some foul shit? Not just because they breaking the law, but because you know somebody else is getting hurt. Would you be able to look the other way? Would you be able to rationalize, like, well, they wanted to do it anyway? Would you be able to do that? Would you be able? Have you done it? Some of us may have done it somewhere in our lives. We straight rationalize that, well, you know, they was willing participants. When you talk about underage children, you know how the brain of underage children, you know how that shit works. Many of us probably didn't start coming to our senses until we got in our 20s, late 20s, some of us, early 30s, mid 30s for some of us. You know how it goes? Well, this nigga is in his 30s messing around with teens. And I don't mean 18s. I don't mean 19s. Even with that, I still feel some kind of way. But we talking about just became teens. We talking about pre-adolescence, baby. 13, 14, 15, 16. Come on, man. If it was your daughter, if it was your sister, whatever, you know you wouldn't condone that. But evidently his people not only condoned it, but they kept it rocking. And some of them are still staying stiff, tight-lipped about the whole thing. I don't hear about a rash of R. Kelly concubine defectors coming through like, yo, we bugging. This is what he was doing, and this is how we did it. I tell y'all exactly where all the evidence is. I don't hear nobody coming forth like that. What's their accountability in your mind? Could you pull it off? If it was your mama or your daddy or your sister or your brother or your child or your son or your daughter or your cousin or your favorite best friend that you swore that you will be loyal to the end. As Cook says, everyone involved needs to be held accountable. I don't see how they not. If you're talking about a human trafficking ring, you're talking about RICO laws. The RICO statute means that you're talking about a conspiracy. So anybody and everybody who's involved, even if they just knew about it, everybody getting it. We're gonna get to the person we want, even if we gotta go through everybody who ain't even had that much to do with it. All you had to do was know about it. And y'all was getting money. Oh, he was paying y'all? You paying y'all to shut your mouth, paying y'all to keep the door shut, paying y'all to keep a lookout, paying y'all to go out and get the little girls, paying y'all to shut up while he did his thing. Did some of y'all actually get involved and have sex with him too? You have to ask yourself these questions. And we talk about male and female, y'all. Come on, man. Like the kind of people who protected R. Kelly, like the kind of people who protected R. Kelly, like the kind of people who protected R. Kelly. What the fuck? They all stink. All of them are smelly like the kind of people that the kind of people that protected R. Kelly, like the kind of people that protected R. Kelly, like the kind of people that protected R. Kelly. What you talking about? Talk about. What you talk about? What you talk about? Would you be able to pull off that type of loyalty? Some of us listening to this show claim to be as loyal as can be. Yo, don't talk nothing bad about my peoples. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. They my ones. But what about when they totally foul? Like the people, like the kind of people who protected R. Kelly. Like the kind of people who protected R. Kelly. What you talking about? What are we talking about, y'all? Why I'm talking about? Why I'm talking about? This is not as easy as it sounds, you know, because most of us strive to be able to make a decent living and you know, pay our bills, live comfortably. And when you touring around the world with a superstar, you're going to be able to pay your bills. You're going to be able to live comfortably. You're going to be able to enjoy all the trappings of success, even though you ain't really doing that much. So would you be a lookout for somebody that was doing some shit? Now we know. All right, look at Look at what happened with Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson had a drug problem. Little did the rest of the world know. But his doctor knew. He knew that he was addicted to painkillers. So instead of getting Mike the help that he needed, instead of saying, listen, Mike, I'm a doctor and I can't, with a good mind, keep prescribing you these drugs and feeding them to you. I can't do that. I need you to get right. You stand to lose too much by continuing this type of behavior. You can get help on the low. Evidently, he didn't take that route. He said, fuck it. I'll just give Mike enough to be able to maintain. Because he paying for this shit. I know I'm a doctor. I know that I'm supposed to follow the guidelines of the American Medical Association. And if I don't do it, then I could be disbarred. But I don't give a fuck. I'm supplying the biggest superstar that ever lived. This is Michael Jackson. He want drugs. I'm giving him some drugs. But then it wound up killing the boy. Now, did the doctor assist? I mean, because essentially he assisted in his death. And he got convicted for that. See or no? He got convicted for that. So, was he loyal to Michael Jackson because he believed in Michael Jackson? Or did he just do it for the money? The money is coming through. The money is coming through. I can make this amount of money in a year, but I can make it this day right here. I can make this kind of money in a year, but I can make that money right here. I can make this kind of money in a year, but if I fuck with Mike, I can make it right here. I can make this kind of money in a year, but if I fuck with Mike, I can make it right here, y'all. Right here, y'all. I'm a high-priced drug dealer, yeah, y'all. I hear y'all. Right here, y'all. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you hear, y'all? Word. I can make this money in a year, but I can make that shit right here. I can make this kind of money in a year, but if I supply Mike, I can make it right here. He made an executive decision, and he wound up still losing his license, still going to jail, and being blamed for killing Michael Jackson. And I don't really agree with that, but it happened. That's what it is. That's what it is. If you was getting that kind of money and you feel and you didn't think it would get out, would you be like, man, fuck it? Because you ain't going to tell me, like when Michael Jackson got accused of messing around with the little boys and all of that kind of shit, you ain't going to tell me that nobody else knew nothing about this shit. Now, maybe Michael Jackson didn't have that type of entourage when he was dealing with the young boys. Oh, I forgot. Most of y'all don't believe that Michael did it. Okay. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I'm not paying you $25 million to make it go away. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I'm not paying $25 million to make it go away. I said, I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I'm not paying you $25 million to make it go away. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. You ain't getting no $25 million to make it go away. It ain't going away for $25 million. He was still demonized. But you ain't gonna tell me an innocent man is gonna make somebody rich for the rest of their life. Because $25 million to carry you through life, it'll do a hell of a job for you for the next generation too. You be straight, but you're not gonna tell me that you just wanted it to go away. Not that kind of money. Not that kind of money. No. Evidently, if you paid $25 million, you stood to lose a lot more if the real story came out. Okay. Anyway, if we talking about like the kind of people who protected R. Kelly, or like the kind of people who protected Michael Jackson. Now, y'all know when you a black man and you don't have a lot of money, they go right. Listen. How many years ago was this? One time up at Broad and I believe it in Philly. This happened in Philly. A guy killed a cop. He shot and killed a cop at the Dunkin' Donuts, up at Broad Street and 66th Avenue, where West Oak Lane separates from East Oak Lane. That's Broad Street. So they couldn't catch this dude. They didn't know where he was. But then when they identified him, they went to every place where he knew anybody. So his cousin, the boy went to his cousin, and his cousin said, "Listen, man, you too hot. I can't fuck with this. But what I'll do is I'll take you to the train station, the bus station." So he took him to the bus station so he could get on a bus going, and went down to Florida. They found out what his cousin, they found out what his cousin did, when he did it, why he did it, and where he did it. And his cousin got life too. When they finally caught up with the boy, of course he got the death penalty. You know, it's all good. Did he get death? Whatever the case may be. Everybody around him, they was going around saying, "Listen, y'all all going to jail. Y'all all going to jail for protecting him because he killed a cop, and whatever crimes that y'all have ever been convicted of or suspected of, y'all all going to take the heat for that. Plus being this accomplice. Y'all all getting accomplice type of labels putting on y'all, or charges put on y'all, I should say. See, that's how it goes when you don't have no money, and the seriousness of the crime is what it was. Killing a white cop, not even just a cop, but killing a white cop. So they got everybody around him, everybody guilty. Only one of y'all pulled the trigger or was even on the scene. But we getting everybody. Yeah. But you mean to tell me with R. Kelly, they're like, nah, we ain't gonna fuck with everybody. We only gonna mess with him. Well, that seems a little strange to me. That don't seem weird to y'all? Nah. I don't know. Seem a little strange to me. So let's get into it. I didn't read y'all comments. Let me see what y'all saying. As Cook said, everyone involved needs to be held accountable. Carol Chamberlain says, I think that's human trafficking, and it is. Annette Davis says, hey, Omar, with the R. Annette Davis, the number one? Annette Davis, the number one? What's going on? Is that you? Emily Dunlap says, what can we do as the people? Interesting. Very interesting. Wait a minute. Okay, now we have more comments. Okay, wait. Carol Chamberlain says, not to me, they didn't. And why did they wait so long to come clean? I've heard he sent his cronies to recruit these girls. Exactly, Carol. Like, really? Like, how could you do that with a clear conscience? Paying the money. I'm like, how much money? Man, you crazy. Because when that shit goes down, everybody taking that hit. Or so it was seen, but it doesn't seem to be happening that way now, does it? Did any of y'all see the Surviving R. Kelly, the second season? They have a second season now. And I watched about 3 of the episodes, and I was like, this shit is crazy. Part 2. So that lets you know that they making money off of this shit, and they came out with a part 2. So they trying to put their stamp on making sure that he don't get out of this shit. It's crazy. Carol Chamberlain says, ain't protecting mine from this. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. People normally draw the line when it comes to pedophilia. Like, nah, I can't. I'm sorry, baby. I can't rock with that. Nah, me not going to be able to do it. Me not going to be able to do it. As Cook says, I'm loyal, but fuck that kind of loyalty. I'm not down with that. I'm not condoning any child endangerment. Word. Annette Davis says, my loyalty has limits. Hey, I'm proud of myself. Yay, I just realized how to share to my groups without going all the way. Okay, cool. Carol Chamberlain says, exactly, ladies, I'm still looking for the tramp who tried to get away, who tried to get my son when he was a young man at 13. Oh, man. As Cook says, everybody going down. Everybody. Well, they need to. Emily says, wait. And then David says, there comes a time when people have overdrawn on their loyalty account when it comes to me. I'm just saying, yeah. Cal says, wait. All right, but yeah, like I mean, this situation is mad serious. But I think that there's a way for anybody to get caught up in this. You know, like if you in love with somebody, you know, on some Bonnie and Clyde shit, or look at all the serial murderers that have been married and their wives is like, I ain't know about this shit. You know, we find that shit hard to believe. I think somebody just shut the fuck up. Loyalty, displaced loyalty. Loyal to is unhealthy. Being loyal until it's unhealthy. Have you ever witnessed such a thing? Like the kind of people who protected R. Kelly, which y'all know. I need y'all to talk to me. For real, for real. Word mother, for real, for real. If y'all want to call into the show, for new people who are checking out the show, thanks for coming through, first and foremost. And this is a show where you can call in, join in, chime in, comment in, laugh, cry, scream, and yell in. Do whatever you want to do. Say whatever you want to say. Be whoever you want to be. Do, you know what I mean? You know, it's that kind of thing. 319-527-6199. That's the number to call if you want to call in. Press number 1, and that will let me know that you would like to speak. And you can speak live on the air. Tell me how y'all see this whole situation, or what y'all think about the situation. The show tonight. Like the kind of people who protected R. Kelly. Like the kind of people who protected R. Kelly. Were they loyal, or were they an accomplice? Were they loyal, or were they an accomplice? Should they all be held accountable? Have you ever put yourself or been in a situation or witnessed a situation where you have seen somebody help somebody else to do wrong, or protected them after the fact, an accomplice after the fact? You know what they did. You got wind of what they did, but you still rode and read. No, you don't read for somebody, right? Yeah, you read for them. No, you rode for them. Did I read in the car? No, son. You don't read in the car. Did they read in the car? No, nobody read in the car. Nobody ride. You ride, fool. You ride. That's what you do. You ride. So yeah, y'all. So I mean, you know, where are we with this thing? You know, where are we with this whole concept? Because I think this is deep, and it's a test. Is a test of where we may be with our loyalty. You know what I mean? It's very in vogue to be loyal, to be known as being a loyal person nowadays. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with being loyal. But when you're loyal in a way that will put other people in harm's way, I mean, what's really good? What's really, 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 really good? Can we rock like that? Have you ever rocked like that? You know, I'm not going to say that we all have skeletons in our closet, but we make look. If you've ever bet on the wrong team, put your money up for the wrong team, for the team who lost, and you put up the wrong kind of money, like you put up some real money. You understand what I'm saying? You put up some real money, you understand what I'm saying? And you lost. You lost. And you be thinking to myself, like, what the fuck was I thinking? Yo, what was I thinking? Well, yeah, it can happen in other areas of your life too. Betting on a team is one thing. You don't know the team. You just thinking about how well they may be able to do as a team based on something you've seen before. But what about when you put all of your eggs or your loyalty into somebody that you do know, into a situation that you are aware of? So when you put your loyalty behind somebody that you know is foul, somebody that's unscrupulous, somebody that is reckless, somebody that poses a danger to the public, shit, they posing a danger to the private. Well, have you been there? Have you done that? Have you seen that? Have you shed tears about that? Have you asked for forgiveness about that? Have you tried to live that down? Have you felt the guilt? Have you hoped that nobody finds out? If they got caught, have you hoped like hell that they didn't name the accomplices or the people that helped out? Carol Chamberlain says, you know what they say, money talks, bullshit walks. It's true, and it's sad and true. Carrie Wright says, his cronies, hey, Carrie, she says, his cronies indulged in the bullshit too. So yeah, they'll protect him. Would you protect somebody like that? Just the other day on this very show, not titled this show, but on this very show, we were talking about how loyal we are to our babies. Like, yo, don't come around here. Don't come around here talking about. Don't knock on my door asking if Ayana was here and what time she was somewhere else. And it was. Do you know of her involved? Do I know of her involvement enough? Don't ask me shit. Y'all ain't getting no info. I will refer you to my lawyer that I haven't retained yet. I always wanted to do that too. Yo, talk to my lawyer. And I ain't got one yet. Talk to my lawyer. Like, well, what is the name of your attorney, Mr. McIntyre? Listen, that's for you to find out and for me to create. Fuck out of here. You ain't got no warrant. Out, 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 out. You ain't searching in here. So we just talked about that the other day. But when you switch the pitch and the circumstance about who we might be protecting, can we stay in the rain? Are we built for that type of protection? Are we built for that type of loyalty? Are we ready? Because that might change our stance on a whole lot of shit. Like, listen, son, I love you. You know, I am responsible for you being on this earth, but I'll be goddamn if I'm gonna stand up for you with this situation. I can't do it. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. That shit that you did is a how you say it, that's a reflection on all of us, and you're gonna make us all look bad. You have disgraced this thing of ours. You have disgraced this family. Nah, son. Nah. You know? So yeah, we might put the brakes on that thing. Like, no, 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 no. Menagwan be able to do it. I said Menagwan be able to do it. No. Nah, 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 guan. Nah, 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 guan. So your loyalty, would you be able to pull pull off the type of loyalty like the kind of people who protected R. Kelly, like the kind of people who rode with R. Kelly, like the kind of people who were riding with R. Kelly. Is the money good enough for you to stand up that way? Is it? Is it? Is it? And I realize, I'm realizing that I may be catching some of y'all off guard with this. And I mean, to be quite honest, y'all might not be wanting, some of y'all might not want to express yourselves about this kind of shit, which is understandable. Carol Chamberlain says sometimes the fear of a spouse will keep you quiet, and that's just not a good enough reason to stay quiet. I understand. And Carol, what about the ones who aren't fearful of their spouse? They just ain't telling because they just love them that much. Like, fuck it. Our vow said for better or for worse. Because y'all know a wife has immunity when it comes to testifying against her husband. You cannot make a spouse testify against another spouse if unless they were involved in the crime themselves. Like, nah, I ain't hubby ain't going down, over my testimony. Sorry, Mr. DA. Sorry, Mr. Detective. Sorry, Mr. Prosecutor. Sorry. Sorry, state. Sorry, Fed. Sorry, all of that. But pedophilia, though? You gonna protect that? Do y'all have children together? Like, come on, man. Come on, son. Come on, yeah, I mean. Come on. And then David says, when I was talking about red. All right. She rid in the car with him. No, she rode in the car. She said I was speaking ebonically. No, iphonically. Yeah. And then David says, y'all forgive me. I'm getting used to my new phone. And no, Omar, it's not an iPhone. I know you better not be. Find out. Because if I find out that you switched over to an iPhone, all the shit I know about you is coming out. Yeah. It's going to be pretty petty Tuesday every day. And then he says, tell him your lawyer name is I don't know shit Esquire. Yeah. His name is I don't Nosenberg. Carol says, hell no. Omar, that's that bullshit. I ain't staying with nobody like that, word. And then Torsa, please don't get me, Omar, please. I don't know, man. I don't know. Well, you said you didn't get an iPhone, so I don't. Be careful. Carol says, what if this pedophile did this to your children? You got to be crazy. Exactly. T. Carey Wright says, I'll never defend somebody who hurts a child. Yeah, I'm like, your loyalty. I mean, maybe we're throwing that word around too loosely. I mean, good loyalty, bad loyalty. Maybe sometimes, that type of thing rears his ugly head. Get your ugly ass head. Get your ugly head fuck out of here, son. And yo, get the step with your ugly ass head. As Cook says, did any of those people have kids? And if so, would they let R. Kelly be around them alone? Let me ask a different question, Miss Cook. Peep game. Let's say they didn't have children. Were they a child themselves? Did somebody do that to them? Because you know it's hard for most people to escape childhood. And I hate to say it like this, but most people, not just most black people, whatever, most people, most children hardly make it through childhood without, without somebody touching them inappropriately or conducting themselves inappropriately towards a child. Most children are sexually assaulted in some type of way before adulthood. So what about you? If you can't feel compassion enough to protect somebody else, what about your motherfucking self? If you can't, what I want to say, if you can't be empathetic or sympathetic to somebody else's struggle, what about yourself? How did you feel when it happened to you? When he touched you there, little boy? When he touched you there, little boy? When he made you touch him there, little boy? How did you feel about that? You gonna let this motherfucker, you gonna stand by and let this motherfucker do it to somebody else? Come on, stop it, son. Come on. Like the people who protected R. Kelly. Like the kind of people who protected R. Kelly. How do they do it? It's getting done. And then David says, if I knew someone who fucked with a child, Lord help them, because somebody getting fucked up. Understandable. As Cook says, glad that never happened to me. It is a blessing for it to never have happened to you in any kind of way. Carol Chamberlain says, one of them actually said when asked that question, he would not leave his daughter alone with him. I'll be goddamn. Come on, son. Come on, son. Come on. What we doing here, y'all? What are we doing here? What are we doing? Like the kind of people who protected R. Kelly. What are we doing, y'all? Holla at me, 319-527-6199. You know what I mean? I would like to see somebody get on the line tonight. You know what I mean? I would like to verbally speak to somebody tonight. You know, so listen, if y'all have it in you, please dial the number 319-527-6199. That's the number to call. Press number 1. We get you right on up in here. You speak loud, live and direct right here on the air. Right, chump. Right, chump. No holds barred. Y'all know we do not do censorship on this show. Not even this much. No. But we don't do pedophiles on this show either. So if you're a pedophile and you call in with that dumb shit, yeah, we're not going to censor what you say, but we're going to bomb your ass for saying it. Word up. We're going to bomb your ass for meaning it and doing it. Oh, it was in the documentary. Okay. It was in one of the episodes. So you've been watching the joint too? Yeah, it's shit is crazy, right? Like, you know, we could try not to watch this shit. It's like a train wreck. One episode after another. You like, you gotta watch the next joint. To his credit, all of this stuff is alleged. He has not been convicted. And the legal system says that you are innocent until proven guilty. Although he is being held without bail. So he is being held without bail. So somebody believes that he's also a flight risk. Is he being treated unfairly? Possibly. Did he treat other people unfairly? Possibly. Do two wrongs make a right? The fuck yeah. And why? Because I said so. You know niggas don't care about rules and democracy when they've been wronged. You know why people don't care about rules and democracy when we've been wronged? No. And I can't be mad at him in that circumstance. In this circumstance, this is just too much, yo. Or is it just me? Is it just too much for me? I'm bugging. I'm bugging. Like the kind of people who protected R. Kelly. That's what we talking about. It's what we talking like the kind of people who protected R. Kelly. That's what we talk about. Yo, give a shout out. The kind of people who protected R. Kelly. Like I said, if y'all want to call in 319-527-6199. You can listen to the show that way, and some people choose to do that. But if you want to speak on the air, you have to press number 1, and that will let me know that you would like to speak. Sends me a little signal that says, yo, this person's trying to get on and be heard. And then I get you right on up in here. But we talking about like the kind of people who protected R. Kelly. Oh, we have a caller on the line. Caller with the last number is 8658. Welcome to the Daily Go Get It Business Show. Thank you for calling in. What's on your mind this evening?
Hey, Omar. I'm listening tonight, and I know what the subject is, but you're talking a lot about R. Kelly. And I have a couple of things to say about that. I agree that he is in jail without bail. I also agree that he has not yet been convicted, but in the court of public opinion, he has been convicted. This documentary, for me, seals the deal, because now that his cronies have their backs against the wall, some are speaking out, even if they're just not showing their faces on national TV. But there's a lot of underground rumblings going on.
Word up.
As far as it being done to a child, I don't care who you are. You do not have the right to touch your child in an inappropriate way or anybody else's. That's grounds for me as a mother of children that if I found out, they'd lock my ass up, okay? Because you're dead. I don't condone it. There's no reason for it. These grown-ass men can go on the corner and spend less than $40 and get anything they want. Why do you have to mess with a child?
Man, like I really I don't understand the psyche of a person that's attracted to babies or underage children or whatever. I don't understand that. But regardless of my lack of understanding in that area, the people who watch that kind of shit from the sidelines, I don't get that. I don't see how you can sit back and let that happen. In the case of R. Kelly, he that was his entourage. He was providing for them. Not that it makes it right, but it's understandable to a certain degree. Because greed, no, I'm just saying, just because greed will make you do shit or shut up about shit. You understand what I mean?
I do. I get that. But how do you sleep with yourself? How do you live with yourself, knowing that you're contributing to the harm of a child? I mean, let's face it, everybody likes money. Everybody likes to be able to pay their bills, have extra money, pay them when you want to pay them as much as you want to pay them. I get that. But how do you live with yourself? Do you not have a conscience? Do you not have a child in your life? It doesn't have to be your child. It could be your grandchild, your niece, your nephew. It could be the neighbor's child that you watch grow up. And you're going to stand there and watch a car pull up and snatch that little girl, knowing who the car owner is and who the driver is. Come on, man. You got to do better than this.
Let me ask you a question.
I'm sorry, I'm just so angry with kids, you know.
Nah,
That's a sore spot with me.
I can dig it. But let me ask you this. All right. So what about, like I just put this question in the chat. You know, is it right to only come forth about somebody's crimes when there's a chance that you'll be questioned or accused of the crime too? Like, is that okay? And I want to, and before you answer that, let me give a couple of examples. Look at Donald Trump, right? Now, his lawyer, what was his lawyer name? The one that got locked up?
Oh, I forgot his name, but I know you're talking
about. Yeah. Now, some Jew name, Shapiro, something Berg, whatever, men. You know what I mean? But anyway, now he rode with Trump, and when it was all good until he got put on the hot seat by Bob Mueller. You know what I mean?
Saving your ass.
So not only
that's all.
Yeah. So now he giving up all the tapes and seemed all sincere, like he was sorry about everything he did. But would he have been sorry if he never got caught, or if he was never accused, or if he was never?
Well, we got to look at this from other angles. Number one,
got his fucking mind.
And I hate to pull the race card, but white folks are accustomed to this kind of stuff. They only tell when their livelihood is threatened. We as Black people, that little bit of shit money that he was giving to them, and yeah, it's more than I got. Okay, probably more than most of us have. However, it's not enough to buy my silence. And as far as saying, when he can no longer go out and recruit these girls, Omar, I need you to go take a ride over at Eastside High School or whatever. You see a nice looking girl, go pick her up, see if you can bring her back. Really? I mean, he's paying you that much that you would jeopardize your life? Because if he is convicted, trust and believe, because these are Black men that are involved, they're all going down. Human trafficking is no joke today. It's more prevalent today than it ever was. It's being talked about more. Trust and believe, they will be made examples of.
And but the thing about it is, like, you know, there are people out there who want to praise or congratulate the whistleblowers. I can see if the whistleblower was never involved, but when the whistleblower is involved or was involved, how do we grade that?
You can't justify praising them when they knew about it. In my belief, you just can't.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, this shit is. I
mean,
go ahead.
In everyday life, every day that you turn on the news, every day that you open Facebook, one of the first posts you will see is of a missing child. In the last few months, so many of these missing children that I am guilty of sharing that post because I feel in my heart for children. I think they need to be at home with their parents. They need to be protected. They need to be loved. They need the chance to grow into adulthood. But in a lot of those posts, you can go back to that story because someone will share it. People don't click on the story. I click on the story, and lo and behold, that child is either still missing, that child could have been found dead, that child was sexually abused, and they found that child. Okay, do you understand? What I'm saying is, when these children are rescued and they have been abused, what does that make them? Do they not grow up and think that that's the norm? Do you not think that they will then repeat that process?
Listen, I don't know what they're thinking because you know how money influences people to do all kinds of foul shit, all kinds of atrocities that they probably wouldn't ordinarily do. But what's the cost? What's the cost of financial stability? What's the cost? Like one thing that we have to consider in this whole situation is that they were not only getting money, but they were enjoying the trappings of success. This is not no normal shit. We're not talking about 9 to 5 good job, high 5 figure, low 6 figure money. We talking about planes, trains, automobiles, all on the high end. We ain't even talking about smoking regular shit or pouring up regular drinks or going to regular clubs. We talk about VIP consistently. We talking about riding in Benzes. We talking about Audemars. We talking about Rolls Royces. We talking about that. We talking about elevators in the crib. That type of shit. And I'm not trying to glorify it, but I'm just talking about the pressure that has to be involved in your decision to either look the other way or to keep going in the way that you are.
Okay, and I understand that, but when you cross the line, as I believe, and it's not yet been proven, but this is my belief, when you cross the line from recruiting these young ladies and also probably doing some of the same things with them as he did, you've really crossed the line there because you're definitely reaping the benefits of everything that he has. So if he wants 2 tricks a night, 4 tricks a night, and he gets tired, he got another 2 or 3 waiting, who do you think gonna get him? He's passing them around like they're a damn piece of steak. And I do believe that.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm agitated because I have been confronted by people who tell me that I'm too judgmental. What do you need to know, or what do you need to see that you can't form an intelligent take on this whole situation? You got to look at all the facts. The hell with him being a superstar. The hell with him being such a talented, gifted writer. The hell with him having a multi-million dollar contract with record companies. When this shit hit, everybody dropped them.
Everybody.
First of all, radio stations. Tom Jr. was the first one who came out and said, I will not play his music on my show. And Tom Jr. had a hell of a following. And after he did that, other radio stations, other disc jockeys, as we used to call them in my day, followed suit. Because now they're looking at evidence that this shit is for real. This ain't a rumor.
Right.
I watched the news maybe last month or January. One of the last young ladies that's still being held, well, she's not being held. She's staying in a hotel. She went to court with her attorney. Her mother has not seen this girl in years. Her mother and her 2 sisters were at that hearing. When she came out, her mother approached her, wanted to talk to her. And excuse my French, that little bitch turned her back on her mother. Why? Because she has been brainwashed and under the guise of all the wealth, all the things you could have, all the promises he made to you. You don't even have freaking sense to realize he can't give you none of that shit. So sooner or later, the money running out, and you ain't gonna be able to stay in that hotel.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I guess when the train is rolling, I guess somehow you can rationalize that. All right, it's gonna be okay. It just one more lick. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I'm gonna make this right. I'm gonna pray on it. Whatever. I guess you could do that all in real time, but whether the money is involved or not, like, you have to know, just like you were saying, at some point, this shit is going to go off the track and it's going to be revealed. Like, what do you think is going to happen? What do you think? You think your name is not going to come? Like, are you crazy? But even, okay.
Did you listen to his brother? The
Yeah.
one that's in jail?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now that didn't open your eyes, because this asshole actually believes that his brother's right for doing all of this that he's accused of. He's making excuses for what he did. And I get, maybe he was abused as a child. But how many of us, one young lady tonight posted it never happened to her. Thank God it didn't. But how many of us can actually say that? But it didn't make us go off to be pedophiles.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean? There's a difference.
I totally understand what you mean. It's bullshit.
Someone else posted that someone approached their young son. I'm that someone. Okay? I'm just blessed that I was able to talk to my children from the time that they were little. We didn't have stranger danger then, but we were able to talk and communicate. I made it a point for my daughter. You don't sit on nobody's lap, not even your father's. Okay? I always encourage my children every day. I come home from work, you come home from school, we talk. What happened today? There's nothing that you can tell me, because if somebody has done something to you, I want to know what they did, and then I'll determine if you caused that or it was just done to you out of evil. Okay? Because if you did something as simple as you got into a fight, well, maybe you spit on somebody. God forbid I'd have beat your ass, but you know what I'm saying? But even that we could talk about. And if you were wrong in provoking a fight, yeah, we're going to talk about it. And I'm going to tell you why you were wrong. Okay, and maybe he didn't grow up like that. Maybe he didn't have that. Maybe. But even if he had it, with all the things that they're putting out here now, saying that he has all these mental problems, they passed this boy through school. Nobody cared. And it can happen. I know it can happen. I've seen it happen. Just like Annette just posted about the documentary about Gabriel Fernandez. That hurt my heart. That hurt my heart. That little boy died for no reason.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And if you have, you need to see that. I think every parent in this world needs to see that. I'm real emotional when it comes to children. I'm sorry. I have jumped out of my car and stopped the damn fight where they were actually fighting in the middle of the street. And I'm trying to drive down the street. And while I'm driving, there's a crowd of kids. And everybody's pummeling this one little boy. I blew my horn, I put my car in park, and I jumped out. Now, I could have got my ass beat, okay? But at that time, it didn't matter to me. somebody's child could have got killed that day by running in the street, not paying attention to get away from that crowd, or so they think kids could have beat him to death.
Mm-hmm. For people to look the other way at the welfare of a child, you know, like, you know,
that hurts my soul. That hurts my soul. I'm sorry.
Listen. It's one thing to be concerned about the financial support of a child. You know, sometimes that consumes a lot of our feelings as far as children are concerned. You know, we think about the deadbeat dad situation going on out here. But then when you consider
deadbeat moms too.
Oh yeah, deadbeat moms too. I'm just talking about, you know, as far as children growing up without a parent, or growing up with limited or absence of support, financial support of a parent. But when you think about the safety of children, you know, financial support, that's great. But when you think about safety is what allows you to be comfortable. You will never be able to be comfortable in a situation where you don't feel safe. You can't be
at all.
Exactly. So when you think about somebody going through their lives being afraid or having an episode of fear that is going to possibly affect them for the rest of their lives, you know, I'm like, how could you look the other way when it comes to that? Like, how does that not concern you? Even when especially when you consider that as adults, we still strive to become comfortable. We still strive to eliminate our fears, or to not let our fears overcome us to the point where we cannot be comfortable. You know, like
some of us were born into families where they were considered in the Black neighborhood well off, okay? And maybe because they were able, their father or mother was able to get a new car, or they had a really nice house, and everybody else seemed to be struggling in the neighborhood or on the block. But some of those same people struggled like I struggled.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but it was just never broadcast. We don't know that those people were not living from paycheck to paycheck like our parents were.
Mm-hmm. True.
Because it wasn't told.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't make them better than us, but I remember being a kid myself, and everybody goes through those childish stages when I was little. Oh, yeah, she thinks she's better than us because her mom got this, or her mom bought her this, or her dad took them here, he took them there, you know. And maybe my dad didn't do that. Maybe he couldn't do that.
Yeah.
But we had stability in our household. We didn't worry about the lights getting cut off. We didn't worry about the water getting cut off. We didn't have to worry about having no heat. And we damn sure didn't have to worry about eating every day.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, you know, your parents are supposed to provide protection and guidance for you. But it's not just your parents, because your elders are supposed to be an extension of your parents. So in absence of your blood parents, then the elders, people who are older than you, the adults, are supposed to take the reins of being protective of you. They're supposed to keep you out of harm's way. So when an adult plays the role of the predator, of the assailant, that pretty much that can confuse the hell out of a child. Give them trust. Give them trust. Yeah, that can give you trust issues for the rest of your life.
We all say it takes a village to raise a child. When I was coming up, if I did anything that I was not supposed to do, if my dad wasn't around, if my grandmother wasn't around, my grandfather, even my older brothers, that neighbor could whoop your ass. take you home to your parents, and you got another ass home, and there were never any questions as to why you hit my child. But now we got this thing going on that, and I don't condone other people hitting other people's children. Don't get that part twisted. But if you see a child doing something that's going to be detrimental to them, their safety, their health, then I think as an adult you're supposed to step up. You may not have to lay hands on them because a lot of our babies never did anything to us. But how they give you looks worse than your mama.
Mm-hmm.
It struck fear in your heart. And you straighten your little ass up. So when we decided that our children were too good for anybody to say anything to, we as the Black people lost that. We lost the respect of our elders.
Yeah.
You said it yourself. You said it yourself. You know, Miss Susie or Miss whoever, see you doing something. She could say something to you. And you knew your parent was going to find out.
Yeah.
And your parent wasn't going to jump on Miss Susie. They were jumping on you. Because first of all, you went outside and embarrassed me. I didn't raise you that way.
Mm-hmm.
But we've gotten away from that. And that is something that is inherited. We have inherited this for centuries as Black people.
Yeah.
We have always been each other's keeper. Until lately.
And listen, this whole thing about now, I don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that just because you're an adult, it doesn't mean that you are protected, or it doesn't mean that you have to fend for yourself or anything like that, because you could have been being victimized since you were young. But what I'm saying is, you know, there are certain lessons that you have to learn before you become an adult. And bearing witness to those lessons, and going through those trials and tribulations as a child, seeing the hurt and pain of you, your peers, and sometimes your elders, it's going to shape the way that you look at the world. So when we talk about loyalty, being loyal to a fault, or when we talk about like the kind of people who protected R. Kelly, there is a phenomenon that's surrounded around that really needs to be studied. Something has to be done about it. It's hard to dissect because you're talking about people that you don't really know, but you may be talking about the kind of people that you do know. We may be talking about our own behavior. We may be talking about the behavior of those that we know, and some of them with whom, some of them of whom we may have protected as well. And maybe not on this level, but maybe on some level that sort of set it up and opened the door for other people to be able to come in here and affect this situation or be affected by it. So it's a tough thing to deal with when you're talking about this R. Kelly situation, or the type of people who would protect somebody that, like, take away the whole conviction. I see that there's some people in the comments. Yeah, and they believe, and they're not alone. Huh?
That's fine.
Yeah.
They're entitled to their opinion. I just think they're ass wipes, but hey.
I'll say this. There are plenty of people who believe that this is just a media or governmental conspiracy to be able to demonize somebody like R. Kelly. But where there's smoke, there's fire. That's all I know. Forget about whether you've been. Listen, regardless of whether you believe that he was involved in the human trafficking. What you can't deny is his involvement with Aaliyah. He don't even deny that. So if you take that example, maybe you consider that to be the first example. I mean, but she was a 15-year-old girl and he was more like 26, 27 years old. So, wait, hold on.
And there's documentation to prove that the records were falsified so that he could marry her.
Listen, man, they doing interviews together. I mean, he named her album "Age Ain't Nothing But a Number." Like, dude, you shine the spotlight on yourself.
Got yourself in the foot.
So okay. So if you believe that it's just a frame up to frame R. Kelly, well, this type of frame up should be easy to do on anybody who's as famous as R. Kelly, because R. Kelly is not the most.
There are people who are more famous.
That's what I was about to say. There are people who are way more famous.
Why would they pick R. Kelly? There are multi-billionaires out here. If they wanted to pick somebody, I'm sure they could do that too. Plenty of people out here with more money than he has.
Yeah. So, yeah. Listen, I sometimes. Sometimes you just have to you have to call a spade a spade. If Michael Jackson wasn't around kids all the time, nobody could have accused him of improper conduct.
Exactly.
If R. Kelly wasn't involved, didn't have a bunch of teenage girls in the studio and all this, that, and the third, then nobody has this to talk about.
Why would you accuse him? It's just like, it's just like you. If all of a sudden you decided, and God knows I know this isn't going to happen, but if you just decided that you just wanted to swing out with the young girls around your neighborhood, and they would all chillax at your house, don't you think that they're pointing a finger at you? Don't you think you're raising suspicions? All of a sudden, why are you hanging out with all these young girls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's one of the reasons why I didn't involve myself in that way. When I first moved around here, I was taking the young boys under my wing and showing them things and things like that. But I ain't have them up in the crib though. Like we'll conduct business out in the on the block. Look, I can come outside. You know what I'm saying? But
right, and we can talk. We can talk.
Yeah. But
you might know what house I live in, but you'll never know what it looks like.
Right. We're not doing that shit. Because then here comes all that old craziness.
Yeah. Because it ain't just girls. There's boys that are being abused.
Yeah.
All children are being abused by these friggin' perverts.
Yeah.
Well, that's my 2 cents, but I had to get it off.
Well, I'm glad you got it off. I'm glad you got it off. And we are about to get on up out of here, but I really
90 seconds.
I really appreciate you coming through and offering that commentary because we needed it. It was valuable and necessary. And I appreciate me some you. I do. And I'm gonna holler at you.
That's sophisticated.
No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. All right. Well, let me get out of here.
Have a good night.
You too.
Yep.
Love is love.
Okay.
All right. All right. So
60 seconds.
Let's do these birthday shout outs, y'all, and let's get on up out of here. It's been we went overtime today. I didn't even announce it because I knew. Listen, I just felt like this show needed to happen. This story had to be told. And other people have done shows about this type of situation, but I figured we had to swing it from a different angle because this is bigger than just R. Kelly. We talking about the people around R. Kelly that have work to facilitate his behavior or facilitate his accusations. So let's do these birthday shout outs, and then we'll do the outro, and then we're gonna be up out of here. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious March 4th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them, making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They are number one out the box, Kai Hawkins. Happy birthday, Kai. And also Maji Huawa. Happy birthday to you and Karen Eldridge. Happy birthday. And Kia Newell. Happy birthday to you. And also Dom Halan, happy birthday to you. And Pasio Woods, happy birthday. And last but not least, you know, one of my co-radio hosts, you know what I'm saying, always been doing the damn thing on internet radio, Salandra Rice Adaloye. She done got married. Salandra, so she used to call herself Salandra Lady Rice, but now it's Salandra Rice Adaloye. Happy birthday to you, Ma. I want to say happy birthday to all of you and anyone else out there who shares this birthday on this glorious March 4th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up, but don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, the rock out, rock on and do the damn, rock out, rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind, and anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, listen, y'all, listen. LISTEN. Yo, we're talking about a situation that is bigger than R. Kelly. We're talking about the whole network. We are talking about the whole framework. We are talking about the village. We are talking about the accomplices. We are talking about the group. We are talking about the club. We are talking about La Cosa Nostra, this thing of ours. How can you tell a person? How can you tell a person that they are wrong for doing what they've done when they've been protected or at least have been known about by a bunch of other people who decided that they weren't going to say anything? And you know what? Since we about to get up out of here, and since my man Injustice Free R. Kelly, since he called me a thug, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you this question, my G. Oh, he says this is why most of you brown thug need to be beat by cops so you can learn how to respect each other. Okay. Oh, I thought he was a legitimate supporter of R. Kelly. He's just a troll. But that's okay. Once you get the trolls in, you good. But I'm going to ask you, Injustice of R. Kelly, if you can be serious for a second. Okay. The people who have been involved with R. Kelly, who believe that either he didn't do anything wrong or whatever, why haven't they stepped up to the plate and said he's definitely innocent and y'all are bugging out for trying to convict him? Why haven't they come forth and lent their support all the way 100%? Why haven't they done that? Why hasn't his A&R or his concierge, or his entourage, why haven't they stepped up and said all of this shit is some bullshit? Yeah, we turn up, but we don't do that kind of shit. Why haven't they done that? Because they have the opportunity to defend him, just like everybody else has their opportunity in their day in court to accuse him. Why haven't they come forth to say, I will put my hand on the Bible and say he ain't do it. Say he ain't do it. I will put my hand on the Bible, say no, he ain't do it. Hell no, he ain't do it. I will take the stand in his defense and say, hell no, fuck no. Y'all can't convict me, yo. I will put my hand on the Bible and say, hell no, I ain't going for it. Why? Why haven't they done that? You know, if we talking about the kind of people that would protect R. Kelly, like the kind of people who protected R. Kelly, well, why didn't they go forth? Why didn't they go farther? Why weren't they more forthcoming and forthright with their protection of him? Now that he's in trouble, that's when he needs them the most. So why ain't they stepping up and saying, hell no? Yeah, I know some of the girls in his concubine have come through and they said, no, it's not, it's just my parents saying this, that, and the third. I ain't talking about them though. I'm talking about his boys. His handlers, road managers, people like that. People who were in the know, people who you need to talk to his road manager. His road manager should step up and be like, he would not do that. Where are the people who would say that he would not do that? But since we were talking about, did he answer the question? He said, ask me. He says, because the media don't report good news about R. Kelly. Here's the thing, my G. Injustice for R. Kelly. Check this out. R. Kelly has enough money to be able to hold a press conference and have his say. He didn't have to go on Gayle King. He could have held a press conference of his own, him and all his supporters, and they could have told their story. So his road manager, his concierge, people like that. Publicists, people like that. Just like the prosecution can hold a press conference, he has money, more than enough money to hold a press conference of his own. And I'd like to see him and his handlers conduct a press conference and put their money where their mouth is and help him get exonerated. Without that, we'll tell you what, I'll wait on that. And he says, most of the people around him was snakes. Well, if most of the people were around him were snakes, well, why wasn't he a mongoose? Because you know how a mongoose handles snakes, don't you? Mongoose don't fear snakes. They take care of snakes. So it's just something to think about. It's just something to think about. And I want all y'all to think about it. Listen, I want to thank all of y'all for coming through and rocking out with the Daily Go Get 'Emism show. Appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that like button. Appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that like button. Please subscribe to the channel. We are here every day and we won't stop. We've been doing this thing for years and years and years, and we're going to keep going on for more, many more. And thanks for all of y'all, for any new people, any new subscribers. Thanks for coming through. We be right back at y'all tomorrow, 7:00, without a doubt. Love is love, baby. So let's break camp here. Let's break camp here. We're going to do that on that side.
Talk Radio. Goodbye.
We go bye-bye. So break camp on that side. And I will holler at y'all tomorrow, 7:00. Don't forget to like the show. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to share the show. Don't forget that we always here. Don't forget that nobody can do it like we do. You think they can, but you're wrong about we. So he had a big heart. He had a big heart, but he was hanging around snakes. Mongoose R. Kelly. Mongoose Kelly is in the house. Oh, yes, he is now. Yes, he is now. Said Mongoose Kelly is all up in the house. And yes, he is now. Yes, he is now. Mongoose Kelly is all up in the house. And yes, he is now. Yes, he is now. Said Mongoose Kelly is all up in the house. And yes, he is now. Yes, he is now. Mongoose Kelly. Mongoose Kelly. Mongoose Kelly. Mongoose Kelly. Fight them snakes. Mongoose Kelly. Mongoose Kelly. Mongoose Kelly. Mongoose Kelly. And I'm saying love is love, y'all. Peace. Yeah.